Okay, what did the jobs number come out at? It must have been positive because the Aussie's rallying. 42. That'll drive this down to about 6.1, maybe 6.2. That's pretty good. It'll be interesting to see what's the full-time employment versus part-time. That's the interesting part of it. Okay, so just on the CAD, the daily hasn't really moved because it's a higher high after an engulfing bar. So my daily stop hasn't moved. However, after two high test bars, or this high test bar, which I woke up to this morning, then an inside high test bar, I've halved my stop. Didn't want to get too close because I still believe in the trade. I've still got some decent momentum to the upside. So I could have effectively moved it to break even if I wanted to, or underneath that high test and take a little bit of profit. The decision I made was to halve my risk. The original risk was 60 pips, so it's now only 30, and that's where we sit at this stage. Yeah, so you had, after getting into the trade, there was two buyer bars that you could have taken in to move your stop. Certainly then you get to a high test bar of the previous high, an inside high test bar, also that sort of high there, would give you reason to either move it to break even, or maybe underneath that to lock a little profit in. It gives you a reason to move a stop. Where you move your stop is the trader discretion, but it gives you a reason to move your stop. Okay. Aussie dollar, I just trading the 1 hour phase one. Went in above this little ring low here, and I believe the jobs data was going to be good, which it obviously has come out as good, and therefore it should go to the target of 2 times my risk. 6.3, there's no change in that. I wonder what the breakdown of it was. Whilst that's loading up. The other things that we're kind of looking at is this Aussie Kiwi. Everybody was looking at it yesterday with the RBNZ statement this morning. The Kiwi went a little nuts. It's back at this low that was in 08. A bit of a support level. If we look at the daily, we can see that that support level around here, the market is reacting to that nicely. So I've got a good strong level to trade from. What I need to see now is obviously the buying intention. I'm starting to get a bit of that today. Want to see a bit more of it though. And you know, if you do your extensions, where we happen to be right on the number 2 as well. So we've got the reasons to do this. We've got the divergence. We're oversold. We've got a good strong horizontal now. There wasn't that wasn't the case back here. Didn't have that strong horizontal back here. We do have it now, and we've got the 2. So now I'm prepared to look at this, as I was prepared to look at the Aussie yen yesterday. It's broken underneath that now. So we need to find something else, another strong reason for the market to be wanting to buy from, and it's most likely to be down there at some point. Having gone through that, there's a bit of yen buying. However, if it does close back above this level and we get buying from there, you know, the 61.8 has held it nicely. It could be a possible chance then, but we want to be sort of back above this these highs here before that is the case. So there's 2 there worth watching. And the Aussie dollar hourly is getting up towards the target, which is good. Okay. So what's the labour force breakdown? Unemployment full-time increased only 1,800. Well, I prefer, that's not as strong as what you'd like. You know, when you get 42,000 jobs added, you want to see 1,800 full-time jobs. You want to see that as a larger portion of the 42, because you know, full-time jobs obviously are far more, well, produce more. The more productivity comes out of a full-time job than a part-time job. A part-time job, technically to the ABS, a part-time job is 1 hour a week. which produces bugger all for the economy, whereas obviously full-time jobs do. So that's a little weaker than expected. That's all right. The US dollar is, if we look across the board, the US dollar is starting to have a bit of a pullback, as we can see. Right, so to your emails. The first one is Aussie dollar 4 hour. Did 3 trades for this month. Got stopped out. I think that was a little unfortunate on this one, on the Aussie 4 hour. Being this bar here got took you out. Where'd that go? Yeah, that is unfortunate. Your stop loss was where 543. Literally, you got taken out by a pip. That really friggin' sucks when that happens. You had the right idea. I dare say it might have been just a news announcement overnight that would have taken you out. Not sure where you had your stop. 43, you say. 43 is above this high here. That high is 31, so you had about 12 pips above that high. Yeah, look, I can't fault you the way you did things. It's just one of those friggin' annoying market things, and had that obviously gone to your target 1.4. Okay, so you would have walked away with about 0.7 of your trade, which is disappointing that that got taken out. There's nothing wrong with what you did. Euro Aussie managed it to risk free before being taken out. Euro Aussie managed it to risk free. This is something I wouldn't have taken. Bloody hell. What the hell's going on here? Entry on the 4th bar from swing low, 4th to the 12th. To the 12th. Okay, so you went in above this, gamer than me, and you managed to trade to break even, and you got taken out. What time frame do you trade on? You must have gone in on the 4 hour. Okay. So you've gone in on the 4 hour on the 4th. Alright. Around here. You charge your stop to break even on this one, I'd say, and got taken out here. Again, I think you've got to be careful with your stops and how close you do. Yeah. So, geez, that would have got you target the very next bar. Even if they're not on the bar you got stopped out on. I understand, wanting to protect your capital, and it is your first job. And you had 2 consecutive buyer bars here after the bar you got in on. To me, I would have. That's just a little too close to the market. When you're trading on the shorter time frames, the volatility is quite extreme. All right. Like I've got here a strong bar. Am I going to move my stop to break even? No, I'm not even going to move it to the bottom of that bar. More than likely just leave it here until it gets to my target, unless it starts reversing, and then I'll start getting into protection. But it's another bloody frustrating one. You had I can understand your complete disillusionment when you had the right idea and it would have got you to your target, which was what? Risk reward 0.67. That's not something I'd agree with. You want at least 1.5 as your target. Okay. And your risk was probably would have only been about 100 pips, would it? Not even that. 60 pips. And your target was maybe 2 times your risk. That's good. I thought you said 0.67. Or was that your stop loss? Risk is 0.67. Risk reward 112. Risk 167. I mean, your risk was 67, I think. Yeah, you risked 70, basically 70 pip stop for 120 pip target, which is okay. Yeah. Yeah. Mate, I feel sorry for you because it is bloody frustrating, but you've done the right thing, and the Aussie 4-hour you did the right thing. Very similar trades on a very similar time. Getting bearish to Aussie. I think your 4-hour Aussie was around the 4th as well, wasn't it? I don't know. End of deck. 2 days earlier. Right idea. The execution, the entry was right. I think the management again, as you 2 consecutive buy bars, you want to see bars like that where you get the 2 consecutive buy bars, overextended bars. What you want to see, so you can get your stop to break even like that, and not be get your stop to break even without being too close to the market. That's what you want to be using that rule for. You're on the right track though, guys. You really are. See it shaken up by the ECB news and the trade continue to go where playing. Yeah, when you get news coming out, it is even more difficult to. What's this? $CAD 4-hour. Okay. You hit your target. Don't understand why this fib is here. I understand why he took the trade because I took it as well, but I'm still in it. It hasn't hit my target. You just took profit. Well, look, that's understandable. But again, the target's up here. We've got a long way before we get overbought. It's broken through these highs here. It has made a higher high. It might cycle back down to the 50 and then run again. And you get the opportunity to get in. What was your reasoning behind getting out? Lower high, lower low. Well, that hasn't happened yet until this current bar, and this current bar is still going for another hour and a bit. 2 test bars, yes. Move your stop underneath that. Yeah. Risk reward 2. Okay, risk 32 pips, reward 65 pips. Good. Again, you're doing all the right things, guys. You really are. Okay. Your question was, what should we do? Well, this is a reversal bar, and it's again manage the trade after that, and I have halved my risk already, and I'm not going to move it to break even because it's going to be too close to that stop, too close to the market there. So more than likely, if this is trying to do another sort of pullback to this support level, my stop might be in the wrong position for that. 30 pips, and maybe trying to do a phase 2 on the 4 hour and then continue on. But the daily is still strong. The daily is still going in the right direction as oil continues to fall. So we'll just monitor that and manage it as it progresses. Alright, two potential trades for yesterday. Dollar yen did not trigger, dollar CAD did. With dollar CAD, the trailing stops for both the end of day and the H4 trade at the moment are at the same level. Right, CAD daily. Okay, yeah. It's a little different. Maybe it's because its candles spread out a bit more. Okay, but you... Alright. Into the trade, yes. 4 hour analysis. Daily gives you a 9. Alright, check this one to cyclicity, bullish, horizontal support. Yep. The question you've got is, do I manage them both because the stop's at the same level? Being under this bar here, I would presume, mate. And you want to know, manage them both with the same stop as the end of day trade? No, you've got to me, you need to separate them and look, okay, just ignore these two lines because that's the 4 hour trade and monitor this. So on the end of day, we've got into the trade over here, and it's gone bloody sideways for a while. Then we get 2 consecutive buyer bars, which point we can move our stop to break even. So that's where it sits at the moment. After that, we've got this engulfing sort of seller bar, then a slightly higher high with a buyer bar. No real reason to move your stop. Your stop should still be there. Okay. However, the 4 hour, when we traded off this little low test bar, so this low test bar here with small buying intention coming through, the stop was originally under there. But now we have reasons to move our stop. It's done a high test against this previous high here, and it looks to be pulling back. You combine that with all the other majors, which are also showing US dollar weakness. The euro's getting stronger, the cable's getting stronger, the Kiwi powering because of the friggin' Wheeler. And the dollar yen is, it's getting weaker. Combine that, then there may be some continued weakness for a few more, back down to 14, or this, minor horizontal here. And if that's the case, you should probably get out of it and wait for the new one. The key to your answer is you manage the trade on the time frame that you entered on. So if you got a daily, manage it on the daily. If you've got a 4 hour, manage it on the 4 hour. Okay. Yen trend, yeah, it's looking to do a phase 2. There's still some risk on, risk off, and safe haven, a bit of safe haven buying coming in into the marketplace, which is driving the yen lower, as we can see, and that's also why the Aussie and the Kiwi are being bid up as well, because of the carry trade. Now everyone's bailing out of the US because the stock market's shitting itself. This one didn't trigger you in. If it triggers after a false break, Okay. It's good analysis, but obviously that's why we have the sort of didn't. I think mine got in. It triggered me in. I had my high. Had, maybe I had mine a little too close. 83, but I got triggered in. Unless you went above this bar here instead above that bar. Obviously the market's failed, and it's now this structural low here is important. If it gets through that, then this 4-hour uptrend is over. If it can get through that. Daily uptrend, you've got to get through this low down here before it's broken. Miles away from that happening. But in terms of the cyclicity of the 4-hour, it'll be well and truly over at that point there. Previous highs. Some may say this one here, but I think that was just a little news item there off that high. That's the key one to me, the significant. If it gets through that, then the 4 hours over. It's already quite oversold. So monitor that. Good phase 2's coming on. Is that the end of the uptrend? I don't think so. Oh, sorry, downtrend. Is it the end of the dollar index run? I don't think so. I think there's more to come. But hey, that's just me. And then the final email to go through today came in last night. We have this daily analysis. Yep. Highs above support, horizontal. Yeah. Bullish price action, fib retracement, resistance, hidden divergence. Yeah, fair enough. Bullish chart pattern, full cycle. I like how you mentioned that. That's good. 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah. 1, 2, 3, 4. Going on to the 5th. Okay. That's all good. Is this correct analysis? Yep, well the daily certainly is. And the 4-hour at 1, little nothing, but then a good cycle above, getting higher highs. Support, yeah, horizontal support, yes. RSI convergence, yeah, prices following it. Or, sorry, the momentum's following price, which is good. There's no hidden divergence. Bullish chart pattern, 3rd cycle. I'd probably say 2nd, and I wouldn't include this as a cycle because it didn't make a higher high. And I wouldn't say you've got trendline support on this. You've only really got these 2 touches, so you can't say that's a supporting reason. What size is 0.5% on the trade? Okay. So on the 4-hour, trendline support. If you draw it like that, you could say yes, we do. But your one sort of, it's gone through there. You just start from a significant point, and obviously the most significant point is there. Or you're doing maybe that point, but if you're going to do that point, then you must sort of go across here, and obviously we don't have that support there yet. Yep. And I don't believe in drawing that because you're crossing this crap to get your 2nd touch. Yeah, so that doesn't make sense. So we need to go there. Yep. Okay. That's about it for the week, guys. you lawnmowers here. Good time to sign off. Yeah, that's about it. Keep an eye on this one. As again, they may give us opportunities at this stage now. Probably Monday. This bar will finish, and we need to buy a bar on Friday for a trade on Monday. And same with this one. Might be a trade for Monday above this yellow line. Other than that, that's pretty much it. If you guys got any questions, I'll see you in boot camp next week, on Monday or Tuesday, or I'll be online for the next Q&A on the next Q&A is on a week away on Thursday, next Thursday. All right. Thank you. Send me any questions. Good time to shut off now that the old mate's on the lawnmower. So I'll talk to you guys next week. Cheers.